Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about right now is a simulation. I'm sure you've heard of what a simulation is. It's kind of like a test run of what something would look like if it were to pop off. Okay, and generally these are something that professionals would put together, like military, police, fire, and this is how they train themselves in order to know how to deal with something if something were to ever pop off. Okay. Now, should a conflict between Israel and Iran were to truly go hot, especially after what happened, okay, over the weekend, okay, it will unleash what is being described as an apocalyptic hell upon the entire world. I mean, sparking a WW3, all right? And this is what this simulation has depicted, okay? So use this as a tool, if you will, to prepare for what may be, okay? Now, this simulation has been described as bringing the world to the gates of hell. And for me, as a Catholic, that is something that would literally bring me to my knees, okay? And this is an Israel versus Iran conflict, would quickly go nuclear, leading to mass demise and destruction at an exponential rate. Now, the destruction of both nations is certain. The simulation, that's what this simulation is showing. And many other surrounding nations, and eventually the rest of the world would follow suit. It would also feel its effects to an unprecedented degree. The entire Middle East would be reduced to rubble. And then, as the conflict spirals outward from there, entire nations would just collapse. Okay. It would start with like a tit for tat between the two nations. And then Israel would wage conflict on Iranian proxies, such as like Hezbollah, Hamas, okay? And then you would have the Houthis, would then fire at ships in the Red Sea, prompting Israel to conduct a strike. And then Iran would then respond in a full-scale conflict, if you catch my drift. This simulation was created by both military and security experts who say that they know how the conflict would unfold. Okay? It contains a step-by-step breakdown of what would transpire and how quickly the whole thing would escalate. One noteworthy aspect of the simulated conflict is that Israel would no longer receive help from us, from the US, having already robbed the nation blind and neglected. And this leaves Israel to stand alone in a fight against Iran. In an attempt to make Iran surrender, Israel would then attempt a non-lethal detonation. When that fails, Israel would then launch 50 nuclear weapons towards Iran, which then responds by going after their airbase full of US troops. And then, of course, that's when we would come in, okay, It is at this point where the war games and the simulation ends, with Syria, Lebanon, and even Yemen left in radioactive ruin. In the event that Iran finds themselves in a nuclear stalemate, the West would likely enter the conflict to its own demise as well. U.S. intelligence is already warning Israel that such an outcome is possible. And that's the scary part. And when I had put out the video yesterday about the drones and this, that, and the other, and I remember when I was filming it and I said, it's 10:39 at night and this, that, and the other, and I said I was going to upload it as early as I possibly could and stuff like that. And when I was done filming that video, my husband looked at me and he said, "Hon," he said, "listen to this. There was something that had popped up. I don't know if it was an article or a post or whatever the case may be. And it said that Iran was already being told not to go to sleep." And I'm like, oh, dear God, here we go. And then today I was reading and doing research and this, that, and the other. And it's, I'm looking at different headlines and whatever the case may be. And it said, will Israel retaliate? Will they do this? Will they do that? And this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, this is getting way out of control. This is getting out of hand. Do they not realize what this is going to lead to? And then, and then I had read something about what 46 had said about not standing behind Israel if they attack Iran. And I'm thinking, my God, this has to stop. And then we had family over for dinner today, and it was my daughter-in-law's mom and her dad, and her mom, retired military, Army. Okay. And she said, and this is something that I had already known, and she said, they want this to happen because war makes money. And she said that, she's waiting for the call to go back because the Army is already calling back all of the retirees. And she said, but, she's disabled now because when she was stationed at Guantanamo Bay, she had to, how did she put it? She had to, I guess, detain. And in order to do that, she had to save 3 other soldiers. And because of that, she hit her head or something like that. And she had to have I don't know if she cracked her skull or something like that, but she's telling me the story at dinner tonight, and I'm thinking, oh, dear God, I'm just so thankful that you're okay. But she is now considered disabled because of what happened, because I don't know if she hit her head on the floor or on one of like the cinder block walls or whatever the case may be, because I don't know if something about one of the other soldiers who was like a recruit, like a new soldier, didn't secure the handcuffs properly. Yeah. So, yeah. Sad, sad. But she's okay. She's awesome woman. Awesome. Awesome. But anyway, all right, guys. I will see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less, but keep this in the back of your mind, okay? And use it as a tool, all right? Fear less.